crystal clear trout-filled waters meander through these sunlit valleys. The hills are draped in gold. This is Colorado during peak autumn color. It's one of the most beautiful places on Earth, and if you give me the time, I'll show you sights you couldn't believe. I'll be your David Attenborough. I mean, my voice isn't as nice, but I'll try. It's a chilly morning at 9,000 feet. I take my time with some tea and breakfast before really getting moving. My destination today is the headwaters of a river one valley over from camp. There's some big peaks around, but here's the tallest one, at just over 12,500 feet tall. Check out that fresh snowfall on its north-facing slope. It's kind of crazy that it's only late September and winter is already creeping closer. As I make my way to the water, I'm greeted by some incredible scenery in the morning light. This beaver pond was reflecting aspen-covered hillsides. The birds swimming around are mallard ducks. The aspens are absolutely luminous during this golden hour. I love the way the spruce trees growing amongst aspen stands pop against a sea of yellow. And while most aspens turn shades of yellow, that's not the only story here. These are all aspens, ranging from green still to their usual yellow to rusty shades of orange, red, and brown. The telltale eyes on aspen trunks are actually where old, now dead branches once grew. In this way, leaves are concentrated more towards the canopy where they can effectively gather energy from the sun. After a quick hike, I eventually get a closer look at the water. It's looking really low, but I still think it's worth a shot. I walked along the bank a little ways, hoping to find some structure that at least looked a little decent. It took a while, but I eventually came upon this hole. What do we got here? I don't think it's a brook trout. Maybe a brown? Yeah. Oh, nice little brown. All right. I caught several more fish pretty quickly, tiny brook trout. And I am no fish size shamer. I love catching the tiniest dinks in the prettiest places, but for some reason I just wasn't feeling it this morning. I loved the surrounding landscape, but the clarity of the water and the silt along the bottom and the willowy banks just wasn't hitting right. Kind of stupid, I know. Either way, I was itching for something different. I left this so-called river and made my way back to another spot I'd been wanting to scope out. So, under threatening skies, I found a path down to the water. It was pretty cliffed up, and began fishing. The water was clear and echoed off the canyon walls. This is what I come to Colorado for. Alright, I realize we left some dink brook trout to find more of the same, but check out this landscape. That's a worthwhile trade on its own, in my opinion. However, and I don't know it yet as I just got here, but I'm going to come across some much bigger fish today. So stick with me because this is really just the start.
There we go. Yes, indeed, I am glad that I switched waters. Such a beautiful little spot. And a nice little brown. Heck yeah.
There was life all around me as I made my way upstream. Every living creature seemed to be in overdrive, trying to fatten up before the winter. I guess the fish, cooperative as they were doing the same thing. If only I could find some bigger ones, feeling the same way. This little guy, or girl I should say, is a female hairy woodpecker. Remember how the eyes on aspens or where branches die and fall off? Well, it looks to me like this branch has gotten that memo. It won't be attached much longer. During my encounter with this hairy woodpecker, she only searched the dead branches, where her food source, bugs, are likely to be. The circle of life in action.
This is going to be a tough one. I'm seeing some fish, including some decent sized ones, but there's a good chance they're going to see me as well. This water is dead calm here. There's also a stick underwater right where I want to cast. I'd like to get a little closer, but I think they're onto me, so let's give it a go. Got some seaweed on my fly. All right, let's get in there. I gotta get a little closer. I kind of doubt we're gonna find any that are willing to bite. Ooh, there's a nice fish. Fortunately, he sees me. But he still ate. Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah, nice fish. Not bad at all. Looks like a rainbow. All right, we already got ourselves a little mini grand slam in here. Browns, rainbows, brook trout. Oh, I'm so happy. Come here, my friend.
I was really happy with this fish. My first rainbow of the day, and a real beauty. I released him and moved on to the next hole, a nice little pocket besides a cliff that was just ahead.
I was just about to say, let's see if we can sneak one along this nice little cliff here, and we sure did. I think this one might be a brown. Of course, I always say that and then I'm wrong. I don't know why I call it ahead of time. He's fighting pretty well. Decent sized fish here for sure. Got. Yeah, it is a nice brown. Very cool. All right. The water in the back looks pretty good, and I do see some fish. I'm already seeing them kind of move off though. And I saw a pretty large rise right in the rapids here, which should help theoretically to conceal me a little more too. So I'm gonna slowly walk up here, see if I can make a couple nice casts, and yeah, see if I can find what I think is to be a bigger fish up here at the head of the pool. All right, I'm not seeing him right here. Let me go ahead and just cast it in there. Oh, feisty little brown. You never know from the size of the splash, you know, fish make when they rise. I was saying, you know, that could have been the fish that rose, but I kind of have a feeling it wasn't. He's off now. Let's get back in there. I think we'll find another.
Even with these dinks biting, my hunch that the rise I saw came from a bigger fish was correct, and soon enough, he'd be on the end of my line.
Who knows? Maybe that little brown was the culprit of that big rise. Oh, there we go. Nope, that was the one. There it is. Yep. Yeah, I knew that fish looked a little bigger. This is a nice size brown here. Whew. Heck yeah. Oh my gosh. Not huge, but strong fighting, wild fish in a place like this. It's as good as it gets for me. Beautiful, beautiful brown. Oh my goodness, nice patterns on this guy too. Legit, very, very pretty fish. All right, thanks, dude. Look at that, what a nice brown.
That is quite a big tail, and it certainly let him put up a strong fight. I'd bet this fish is relatively old, and on the upper end of the size range you might find in this creek. Things were really starting to heat up. As I kept moving upstream, the sound of falling water grew louder. I had seen some waterfalls in the distance as I hiked in, but now it was time to fish them.
This is going to be pretty hard to fish on a Tenkara rod. I can't really access much of this, but we'll make some casts in here. I bet we'll pick up a fish or two. Just to be able to fish in such a beautiful gorge with this waterfall, I mean, that's the prize right there, really. Now we just need a fish or two, get that cherry on top. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, decent fish. Chased it down. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Nice brown.
This was the last fish I'd pull out of this beautiful pool. I could see more down there, deep along the bottom, but couldn't present my fly properly. A fly rod could have really come in handy, but I was glad to have caught a couple either way. This waterfall, however, was now blocking my progress. So I backtracked, scrambled up the hill, and continued walking upstream from there. The camera never shows just how steep a place is, but trust me, the going was a bit sketchy. I walked for quite a while, bypassing some really good looking water, but had no way to access it. Eventually, in a forested section, I decided to slip and slide my way back down. Gotta say, the water looks pretty promising. Deep little troughs carved into rock. Certainly this section should hold some nice fish.
They do exist in here. Jeez. This is a very, very treacherous hole here. I know you guys can't tell, but this rock is among the slickest I've ever felt, really. The dry stuff is passable, but if it's even a little bit wet, or God forbid submerged, it is a mess. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go up any higher above this hole here, but I'm gonna land this nice fish and probably head downstream a little bit. Nice brown though, not surprised. I mean, this is a remote, very deep, very secluded hole. Whew. All right, I got some decent footing here. Yeah, this is a super nice fish. Maybe my nicest of the day, definitely close to it.
After landing this creek monster, I made the call to turn around once again. I'd have to exit back through the woods eventually, but there was some water yet to be explored back downstream.
Fish on.
After this fish, another one never came. The light was getting low and it was time to head out. What an incredible autumn day. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.